Hello.
Hi.
What is up?
I'm just trying to do a podcast, Max.
My homie. Why, you gotta burn me.
So apparently Max has lost his voice
On
today.
the show.
Dude, I burn you every day.
This is funny. Comedy.
This is what comedy has turned
It's
into
what's for dinner.
on our show.
Welcome.
Welcome.
T.O. Laughland. Fuck, I can't type E.
Wow. All right. So is Max, are you going to get your
Help
voice
me.
back anytime soon?
I'm doing THWE show like HTIS. This is me now.
Max is now Android with very
Love
poor
me or
speaking
leave
skills.
me. Love me or leave me.
I think I'll leave.
Dish gods for life. Poop. Poop. Poop.
Oh,
Why? Because poop is funny.
Yeah. Okay. I think should we just do that for the whole show? Do you want to get your own and then we can just
No.
communicate that way?
No.
That's good radio.
That's not good radio at all.
Well, welcome to the show. Maybe you should introduce it this time because apparently I'm not good at it.
Oh shit. Well, you told me to burn you.
All right. Well,
You asked for it.
All right. Just introduce the show.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for sitting through that. This is Dish Gods, and as always, I am Little Bear, and I am accompanied with.
amongst.
I am AMX.
Max.
I am Max.
That's my personal assistant, Alexa.
Oh, cool.
Spilling coffee all over myself.
Thank you, Alexa.
You're welcome, biatch.
Ooh, shit.
Whoa, damn! Your Alexa's. She's got a mouth on her.
she's malfunctioning. You know, they don't make
I
robots
thought they were
like
supposed to be
used
family friendly.
I got the modded one. I got
Oh.
it from my boy Aziz.
Nice.
Not the one you're thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
The
a
other
different one.
other one.
Yeah, on the streets.
We call him Aziz too.
So welcome to our show, Dish Gods, where we use Google Translate to talk to each other. This is a story of life and love and learning to communicate with one another. Thank you for being here with us. You know, it's kind of like a therapy session. You know, it's like, imagine this is me and Little Bear's couples therapy. And what issue are we going to be discussing today?
Well, we got quite a few on the board right now today, Max. But I think the very first one that we're going to discuss is Nintendo.
Okay.
They're dropping a new product for the Switch.
Excited. Is it like a cool bag to carry it in? Is it a stylus?
Nope.
Is it a chain to wear the Switch around your neck like
Nope.
a P-Amp?
Nope.
I'm out of ideas. What is it?
It is a cardboard box.
Doesn't it come in a box?
It does, but what they did
So do
now
I.
is they took the box that the Switch comes in.
Okay.
They made a bunch of like perforated cutouts,
Okay.
and then you build a backpack thing, type of thing, like Lincoln Log style,
Okay.
and then you can wear this cardboard box on your back, and then you put the controllers in the box, and it comes with a bunch of different attachments, so it's like kind of hands-free play almost.
Okay.
In a
Sounds very
sense.
hands-on
Um,
because you have to build the fucking thing
but it's $70.
for cardboard.
Yeah.
You know, the Google Cardboard was only 10. The
Oh.
VR thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, like the thing you like put your phone in it and then you watch the 360 videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was
yeah.
only like $10.
$10 for cardboard.
$10 for cardboard. And like I saw like a video for it and it's kind of cool, but I would not spend $70 on it. I'm offended that they think.
No, yeah, I would definitely not spend $70 on fucking cardboard.
It's the kind of thing where like if it was 50, I would consider it. You know, like how if you go somewhere and something's like $9.99, you're like, oh cool, but if it's like $10.20, you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if it was 50, I would consider it. But since it's 70, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, well, apparently it comes with a bunch of different attachments, you know, so it comes with like a fishing reel.
Oh,
you
so
can
more
play their-
cardboard.
No.
It comes with extra
the
cardboard.
attachments are like actual, like plastic or like, you know,
like that
real
steering
things.
wheel that came with the Wii?
Yeah, so
Oh,
they have
okay.
things like that, like real attachments, but the actual thing itself is just cardboard.
It's just
And
cardboard.
like people are losing their minds over this. They're like, "Oh, you can relive your childhood." It's like, yeah, because in my childhood, I had a fucking Switch. I had wireless controllers and all this. No, dude.
Yeah.
I had like 16-bit graphics on a cathode ray TV that could probably give you cancer if you sat too close to it.
I just had a crack pipe.
Well, that's, dude, you're living the high life.
Got
Got it. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
That's good. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I'm wondering what the meetings were where they were like, okay, what's our new idea? And they very easily could have been like, all right, here's like the package. It's got the attachments, it's got all this shit. Because you know what? What's the one thing that you do with cardboard? What's the one thing you do with it?
Burn it.
Burn it and break it down.
Yeah.
Stuff comes in cardboard boxes. Why? Because they're easy to break down.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody who's got a kid, everybody and their mother from Tukwila to here has a fucking 10-year-old who wants a Switch, right?
I don't think anyone outside of Washington State knows what Tukwila is.
Yeah, I was thinking of Topeka,
Oh, yeah, okay.
but I misspoke.
It's a little more recognizable.
It's hard for me to use this voice, not my real voice.
Hello.
Hello, I am robot. Love me now. So, you know, everybody's got a 10-year-old fucking kid who's got a Switch. And what's the one thing we know about kids?
I hate him.
I hate them too, and they're the worst people on the planet, right? They're terrible,
hands
absolutely awful. So you're gonna be like, "Look, Billy, I got you a fucking Lobo, I think is what it's called, and it's all cardboard." You know what Billy's gonna fucking do within 10 minutes of buying that? He's gonna shove it up his goddamn fat ass. All right,
He's probably gonna
sit on it.
He'll probably bend one of the pieces to the point where you can't actually create the backpack, or one of them's gonna just like tear it to shreds. A dog is gonna I'm already anticipating YouTube videos of people getting this thing in the mail. They're gonna be so excited, and then their animal is just gonna attack it.
Or imagine storing this thing. Like PlayStation 4s, Xboxes, they're cool because you can fucking put them anywhere. You can put shit on top of them. You know what I mean? It's like fucking cram it in whatever space you need and leave it alone. When you've got a fucking cardboard box that's empty, you can put like a DVD on top of it.
Yeah.
Anything
before
else,
it, like, just collapses.
yeah, it's going to collapse. So, yeah, I don't know how well. I think this thing's going to sell really well at first, and then eventually reports are going to come in of like, oh yeah, it's not sturdy, it's not stable.
It's just the novelty of the whole thing, and they're totally pushing that too. Like all the videos I saw recently on either Twitter or Facebook, which I really don't understand how some of these people, this is a whole separate topic, by the way.
Yeah.
But like some of the people that get paid to make these videos, like there's always this
the
one
review videos.
There's always this one girl from, I think it's either BuzzFeed or Now This, and literally every video I've ever seen her in, she's just reviewing bars that serve outrageously large alcoholic drinks. I'm like, really? How did you land this job, and why are they paying you to just get fucking drunk all day?
That's what they do at College Humor.
You know,
And BuzzFeed.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
dude. I think it's so stupid.
No, of course. But I just, yeah, for me, I'm like, I don't know what the childhood aspect is. Because, you know, somebody made a joke that was like, oh, hey, they have more fun with the box it came in. And it's just like, I don't get it. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not trying to, but do you think we're trying to be cynical? Do you think we're just being assholes?
Cynics? No. I mean, kind of, but at the same time, no. Because really,
It's cardboard.
Yeah.
If it was plastic, it would be dope.
Yeah.
If it was a sustainable thing.
Yeah, if it was something more solid.
Or cheaper.
Yeah, if it was cheaper because it is just cardboard, like granted, it does come with like their little accessories. Like I said, it comes with like their fishing pole and like, I think it has like this glove thing or like a reel. So like if you're playing like a boxing game, you can have the controllers in your hand and you like put the reel in the box. So that way when you punch, it'll like retract.
That was my move in college.
Putting
the reel in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it has those things, but if they actually just made it one unit, like a bag or like you said, a box that you would just strap onto your back and wear, and it was like an all in one encompassing unit that just had everything, and you're just like, hey, I want to play this game, and you like tapped a button like a cassette player, and you just say hit like 1, 2, or 3, and like I want to play this game, hit 2, boom, all the devices pop out and you're good to go. That would be better. But I feel like this, they're playing on a nostalgia factor that
doesn't exist,
isn't there. Yeah.
Just by saying it's nostalgia makes it nostalgic. All you have to do is be like, 80s kids will love this, and then everybody who wishes they were a fucking 80s kid or people that were born in like 88 or some bullshit are like, oh my god, I love it, I miss it so much, 80s was the best, and then they're gonna go fucking crazy for it.
80s were the best 2 blank years of my life.
I spent the 80s shitting and pissing. Best time of my life, best decade, hands down. So I will say this, Nintendo, I know you're listening. Prove me wrong. Send me a Switch and a Lobo, and I'll review it.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I will absolutely take your stuff for free. Or I'll even send it back.
Send it to us. We'll review it and we'll send it back. And
probably
you got to pay for shipping though.
Yeah, it's probably going to be fucked up because it's cardboard.
No guarantees on how the quality of it will be when it's sent back.
Yeah, so I don't know. I give the Lobo like a 4 out of 10.
I give it like a 2 out of 10.
I give it 3 points for concept, and then 1 point for fun, but mine is 6 for the price.
Excellent score. I love it.
So I do have a burning desire, as I say in AA. For my hometown is under attack.
Which was
Chicago, Illinois.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what's going on. You know what's going down. In case you don't know and you're not watching the news, the beautiful city of Chicago, the Sunshine State, as it were, the land down under, as they call it, is under attack
by
the Meth Man.
Mothman.
Oh, sorry. My handwriting's really bad. I thought it was Meth Man. Okay, never mind. If it's Mothman, I'm not concerned. I thought it was the Meth Man, and I was like, oh, shit.
Well, he's already there, and he's up here, too. He's everywhere.
All you got to do is say his name 3 times in the mirror, and he
like
comes
Beetlejuice.
Meth Man,
Copyright.
Meth Man. Copyright Meth Man, right? That's a good character.
Absolutely.
We should, let's celebrate. Cheers to that. Cheers to Meth Man.
Prost.
So the Mothman is attacking Chicago, and I actually have an uncle who lives in Chicago currently, and I have a couple cousins over there too. I asked them, how much credence there was to this, how serious it was, if I should be concerned, and they all said yes.
Yeah?
They said they have seen the Mothman.
Oh, shit.
So,
dude, I find it's a little strange because normally the Mothman is something that, I feel like that was like a New Jersey, no, that was the Jersey Devil. But the Mothman was something more in like rural, upstate New York, backwoods type of shit.
Yeah.
And now people are claiming to see this entity in like downtown Chicago, like a fucking bustling metropolis, you know? So that's kind of, you know, and take it as you will,
Mhm.
you know, take it with a grain of salt, whatever. If you believe it, you do. If you don't, you don't. But it's just unsettling that we've gone so long and people have known about the Mothman for God knows how long. But now, recently, because people in Chicago, I've never heard of a story of someone in downtown Chicago's like, oh yeah, dude, I totally spotted the Mothman, you know, walking down whatever street or whatever, looking up at a skyscraper.
What's that bar that was in the league?
Oh, the
Gibson's.
the steakhouse?
Yeah. Oh, I was walking out of Gibson's and I saw the Mothman.
Yeah. No, it just, you never hear it. And
Yeah.
now, like it just popped out of nowhere. And people are
Well-
just, you know, I feel like that's like playing the telephone game.
Well, it's like the
know?
Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster, El Chupacabra, Bigfoot, all these like urban
you got
legends.
like peanut butter stuck to your roof of your mouth
That's
or
how you
something?
say it. Loch Ness Monster, El Chupacabra. Yeah.
Wow.
Bigfoot. That's what they are.
Wow.
There's constantly evidence of these guys popping up over and over.
Mhm.
And at a certain point, you have to wonder, how fake is it? You know, at a certain point, people aren't doing it for attention. They're doing it to share the information. And
Yeah. And just share their story.
so, but my thing, here's my issue with Mothman. Could you have picked a less scarier bug to fuse your DNA with? Thoughts?
I don't think it's about the insect itself.
Mm-hmm. It's about the man.
Yeah.
Sexist.
It's the fact that now you have a humanoid version of this insect. It's not the actual insect itself, because moths, I know some people that are like terrified.
I'm petrified of moths, but don't get me wrong. I know that all I have to do is turn a light on and then go the other direction, and I'm good. So fuck that. But it's like, really, you couldn't have been like Bee-Man or Ant-Man. Well, you know, copyright.
Copyright.
But you know, there are like a million other more dangerous insects to bait. Wasp Man, or fucking, I don't know. I don't know bugs, but you know, like Arachnid Man.
Right.
There's so many things that you could have done to be more dangerous and threatening, but you're like, I'm Mothman. I like light.
But see, that's the thing that I think
Keep
that
me out
is-
of your dusky attic.
That is what is kind of the creepy part, is no matter what, even though you ran, what makes you feel safe, the light, is what attracts him
Oh shit.
to you.
We should write a Mothman movie.
You know, already been done.
We'll do a better one.
It was Kevin Costner, I believe. Mothman.
I don't give a fuck. Patton Oswalt as Mothman.
Oh, that dude. I think we're onto something now.
Mm-hmm. Or
Totally onto
who's
something.
that other guy? Like Bradley Cooper? It's Mothman?
Didn't he play Ant-Man?
No, that was Paul Rudd.
Okay.
Who's goofy that could be, like, you know how Bryan Cranston did Walter White and everybody was surprised that he could pull off like a grim role? Seth Rogen as Mothman.
Ooh.
Like a dark fucking movie where Seth Rogen gets all fucked up.
I could just, but I don't know, man. Just hearing a scene where he gets really jazzed up, his voice just kind of
Michael Cera.
hits another thing.
Michael Cera is the Mothman.
That could work.
Love it.
As long as it's not Jesse Eisenberg or Heisenberg or Eisenberg, whatever his fucking name is.
S.C. Geisenberg.
Yes.
Yeah, him. No,
As
it
long
won't
as
be
it's
him.
not him.
It'll be Michael Cera.
He's awful.
I love Michael Cera. But on the topic of conspiracies, I do want to talk about Elon Fusk. Joke
Okay.
didn't land that well.
Eh.
Elon
Wah, wah.
Musk, which is what he smells like. He did his first SpaceX launch like the day after our last recording, and it was a huge big deal, and it failed. And apparently, he had a government contracted spy satellite attached to the SpaceX
Yeah.
thing. And then the satellite reportedly crashed and was never found. Right?
Supposedly never.
I
found.
am 150,000% calling bullshit on that whole thing, because isn't that exactly what they would want you to think? They'd want you to think like, oh man, the government's being so transparent with us and they're telling us they had a spy satellite and then it crashed. Oh, boo fucking who. That's exactly the kind of shit they would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the truth is that satellite, because the SpaceX thing, there's all kinds of fucking lights and it's crashing and shit, crazy shit. People looking the other direction, that satellite's going up to fucking space. And now there's all these fucking metal monoliths appearing in New York that with no explanation as to why they're there. I can tell you why they're there. They're there to receive data from the fucking sky, dude, because the spy satellite's up there.
Dude, these silver boxes, or what I'm calling the silver monoliths in New York City, they're being put at entrances to tunnels, both sides of bridges, and to buildings that they deem, quote, high value.
I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking spy shit.
So what I think it is something to intercept cell phone data, but also it can automatically turn your phone off, like put it into airplane mode.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're driving and you approach this tunnel, this device, basically it's like a big cell jammer.
Yeah.
So that way, like if, like a terrorist or whoever wants to create a dirty bomb or a bomb of some kind, but it's, you activate it with like a text message, now you can't, because now this device is just jamming all cell data within like a 30-foot radius of this whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that also opens the door to, well, if you're jamming data, are you mining data at the same time?
Of course.
And that's exactly what it is. I mean, as much as everyone's like, oh, New York City, so fucking great and this and that, it's like, has anyone been paying attention about what's been going on in Harlem, what's been going on anywhere else? It's a fucking police state, dude. Like, New York City is not cool.
New York City is like the testing ground for shit, dude.
Exactly.
And like that's why, like, I fucking guarantee you, in a year, 2 years time, we're gonna see these boxes. If it works out, if the technology is there, we're gonna see these boxes popping up in most major cities. Because you know why? My theory is that they're receivers for information from the spy satellite. And so that way, it's kind of like the Google Earth satellite, and how it's like, the imagery is kind of grainy, and they splice the imagery with the fucking Google driver guys.
Right.
The new spy satellite, which isn't for public use, it's just for government. I believe that these boxes are doing like, solar, fucking grid imaging. And the satellite is then able to like transpose that information and give whoever's looking at that feed like live fucking readability of the situation.
Oh, like they can just like, it's like a bird's eye view looking down.
And then you
on
can
the
actually
ground.
go down and like see like a 3D imaging of the whole zone. Because having just like a fucking satellite that could zoom in clear as day on the street, that's not gonna happen. We're not there yet. And then having video cameras,
they already have that.
I mean, but then like having video cameras all over the place, that's not cool either. So, but they're having these boxes that are constantly pushing out like electromagnetic waves or solar waves or sonar waves. They're using that to read the imaging and create full fucking scapes of these places.
Yeah.
But here's my beef. Here's my huge beef with this shit, okay? And it kind of goes to the core of it, which is SpaceX. Why the fuck are we trying to go to the moon still? Why is that the thing? We went there once. in like the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there 4 times since,
I
right?
think three or four.
3 times over the
Ish.
course of like 20 years. When's the last time we were at the moon?
I think the last time we went was the last Apollo mission.
Which was like 90 something, right? Maybe.
No.
was it?
Try like 70 something.
Yeah, so over the course of 10 years, we went to the moon multiple times, haven't gone back since. And here's my thing, is that the moon fucking sucks, okay? We all know this. You want to know how we know this? Is because the first fucking dude who went there took one small step, threw some garbage on the moon, and then bounced. Okay? And then they're like, okay, let's like, law of averages, let's send 4 other people up there. Every single one of them left. Nobody stayed on the moon, dude. Everybody fucking left.
Well,
the moon sucks. I don't want a vacation there, Elon Musk. I don't want to hang out at the moon because it sucks. It's a ball of dirt in space. Not interested.
well, Mars ain't too much better either, man.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, why the fuck are we focused on the moon? Let's go to, like, the sun.
Well, the thing about the moon is it's because it's a major jumping off point. You know, if the
So
thing
is a
is,
trampoline, but I don't see anybody paying me to go there.
the thing about the moon though is that if we can go there and establish something on the moon,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like our proving ground. So if we can get there and establish something on the moon and set up either a temporary base or a permanent fixture, then we're on our way to figuring it out.
Here's my thing though.
Okay.
Let's say somebody was like, let's say, this is like before we had major travel and you're still kind of discovering the world. Let's just say America, keep it in a small scope.
Mm-hmm.
You're discovering America and you're here in Washington and people are like, yeah, you got to travel out east. You got to go see what's out there. Why would you want to set your and then like you get halfway, you're like, hey, we need to set up like a settlement here, like a post, so we can continue to journey more outwards. Why would you set it up in the worst location ever?
That's
what the moon is. The moon is bunk, and I dare anybody who's listening to prove otherwise.
Well, I mean, you could make the same argument about like North Dakota or fucking, Arkansas or any of those shitty states in the Midwest.
All shitty.
Why would anybody stop there?
Yeah.
It's flat. It snows like crazy. It's cold as shit. There's tornadoes. And
Mormons.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. It's like, stop. Just chill. Like they breed so much.
It's one of those things. It's like in the movies where you're driving through like a desolate area and you shouldn't stop ever, but then all of a sudden like your tire blows out and then you just end up at a pit stop somewhere and then like, Busker Doo comes out and he's like, don't worry, I'll get that tire fixed up for you in about 4 hours. It's like, dude, why does it take you 4 hours to patch a tire?
Because he's from Minnesota, dude.
Everybody moves slow around here.
So let's do a Twitter poll when this episode comes out.
Okay.
Moon, hot or not?
Yeah.
We'll figure out a thing. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with
Sounds
the rest
good,
of the
man.
show. All right, and we are back.
We are
from
back.
A restful rest. Yeah, that was a good break.
A restful development.
All right, so now we're back. We had a cut. I needed time to recover from that. 'Cause holy Christ, that was bad.
That was awesome.
That was rough. That was hard.
Looking at your face is fucking rough.
You know what? That's why we're doing radio, so you don't have to look at my
I
face.
have to look at your face.
You don't
They
have
don't.
to. You could face the other direction. That's the beauty of the microphone. You can look at any direction you want.
All right. Well, I'll look at our newly person here.
Yeah, we got
fresh face.
We got a
Drew.
fixture. Yeah, Drew's in the studio.
Drew-san.
He's just hanging out. Give us a loud hey. Hey. Yeah, he's hanging out. I don't think he's gonna like chime in, but
He's eating a
mini
tasty
Miniola. Yeah. He couldn't. He's cheap, so he didn't spring for the bigiolas. So we just got the mini ones, but they're good. So yeah, we got one thing on our minds. That we're
One
gonna
thing only.
Close the show out with. Much like the person we're talking about, we have one thing on our minds, and we don't have sex on our minds, but he does. We're talking about Mr. Asleaze. I'm sorry.
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz Ansari. Newly pinned piece of shit. I mean, that's a little far. I wouldn't necessarily say that. Yeah, he's the most recent celebrity who has had his name up in lights for sexual assault.
Yes.
Although
not yes.
I'll give a quick recap for anybody who doesn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari went on a date with a woman. They're calling her Grace. She's remaining anonymous. They basically had dinner, went back to his place. She continuously gave him, in her words, non-verbal physical cues that she was not interested in having sex with him. He was very aggressive, shoving his fingers down her throat, ignoring all of her cues, constantly pushing her to have sex. She left in tears, sent him a text the next day. He was very apologetic, put out a statement saying that he's sorry and he thought it was all good. So me and Little Bear kind of have differing opinions on this whole situation. So I thought it would be really interesting for us to kind of discuss our thoughts and kind of lay it out. And then maybe we find a cool middle ground. Maybe we don't. Either way, I think it's a good conversation to have.
Let's hash it out.
So just initial reactions. What do you think? Do you think that Aziz Ansari is just like a giant seeming pile of shit? Do you think that what he did was wrong?
No.
You don't think that Aziz did anything wrong in this scenario?
Besides being bad at foreplay? No.
Because here's my thing: is I agree with the woman, and for me it's like a multi-layered thing. Because
why do you agree with her? Do you agree with her just because she's a woman?
No, I just know that there are people out there, and this is an unfortunate circumstance of women in our society, and not even just women. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Everybody in our society, men and women, there are some people who grow up in unsafe situations, and when they're in sexual or romantic situations, they're put in a position where they don't feel comfortable or safe saying no, flat out, or they have done it in the past, and then they've been assaulted and abused because they said no.
Okay.
So I feel...
But in that scenario, though, that's in the past, and that's literally not the scenario now. Like, I understand what you're saying. I understand it 100%.
Of course.
But say quote, Grace had that scenario happen, and then she goes and hooks up with Aziz. Aziz has zero knowledge of her past and that. So when she goes, oh, I clammed up because of whatever happened, and he's like, well, fuck me.
But
I didn't know that happened. Had he had knowledge of that, he would have been a lot more sensitive to the fact that, oh, she's acting this way because of this.
we could hope. But I also see Aziz's side where, you know, as a person, you know, there are people all over the planet who are bad at reading signals. Sometimes you don't know if somebody likes you or if they don't like you. Some people just don't have that social knack.
Even then, it's so vague. She gave, quote, non-verbal cues.
And
what the fuck is a non-verbal cue? You know?
you know, I mean,
Where you just, no. Or, you know, it's like, okay, were you laughing while you were saying no? Were you like being playful about it?
No,
You
I mean,
both were, it's like you both were drinking. You both were doing whatever. It's like, and she explicitly said they exchanged texts for over 2 weeks, flirting with each other before this night happened. So it's like they could have gotten hot and heavy, you know, like sexting, doing whatever, and then this night comes. So then now Aziz is like, all right, she's DTF, dude, let's do this. And then, you know, and then she starts doing, whatever. And then so he's like, okay, you know, I'll back off and be playful. But it's like, dude, okay, don't get me wrong. It's like the whole like finger in the mouth thing. That's
The mirror thing too.
It's weird.
It's pushy.
But it's weird. God damn. It's just like, I wouldn't do that. The only thing I would say about it is she's a victim of bad sex and a bad night, and Asleaze is guilty of being really shitty at foreplay and reading signals. And that's it. And there's nothing else. Like, that's the bottom line of this whole topic.
Well,
there's nothing else.
I would argue that it's not black and white though,
because she basically had a bad time. She regretted hooking up with him,
but she didn't have sex with him.
She gave him a blowjob, even though she said after she told him, "I don't want to do anything with you, but I'll put your dick in my mouth."
She felt pressured. I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's
even
a black
though
and white
she's the
thing.
one that pursued him.
I'm not saying it's a black and white thing. I'm not saying that what Asleaze Ansari did is criminal. I'm not saying that at all. But I think it's an important stepping stone in the conversation about sexual assault and abuse.
But it's not assault, though.
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm not saying that what he did is criminal. I'm not saying that he should go to jail.
So, I mean, let's bring this up. Even you brought up the fact, what does it mean to be accused?
Mm-hmm.
Boom, right here.
Yeah, and
he's literally being accused of what some people are saying he raped her.
I don't agree with that. Like I said, I'm not saying he's a rapist. I'm not saying that what he did, I think that what he did was wrong, and I think that it's a symptom of a much deeper problem that has to do more with his and other people's upbringing than it does with any other kind of thing where, he had a sense of entitlement and he had a sense of power that he was abusing. But I feel like it like I said, I don't think that it's criminal. I'm not saying he should go to jail. I'm not saying that he should be exonerated from Hollywood. But I am saying that I think that, it's like Corey Feldman and that whole pedophile ring, right? It's like, because it's boys, nobody really gave a shit. So I feel like because this woman, the issue for me that I'm looking at is that this is opening up a line of communication about the fact that there are people out there in the world who have been put through a cycle of, abuse and assault, who no longer feel comfortable refusing come-ons. And so I just think that, I'm not saying that like, okay, Asleaze needs to be the focus. I'm saying that this situation in of itself, you remove the people out of it, and I think that it could be a really healthy way to open up a discussion about dating etiquette.
Dude, no, the whole thing, everything that you said just makes dating, you took what that whole thing is, you're taking something that's supposed to be natural and something that just is supposed to ebb and flow.
Yeah.
And now you're taking it and going, basically Dave Chappelle hit this on the fucking head.
Okay.
Where he goes, he had a skit.
Is that in his,
where he's like, hey, will you initial here if you decline anal? Initial here if you accept this. Initial here. It's like, I am now initiating contact with you. Do you accept my contact? Can I kiss you here? I would love to kiss you here. Can I touch you here now? Do you accept my touching? Please consent to my touch. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Are you a robot? It's like, it doesn't work that way. And god damn, what a fucking, like, what a turnoff.
Yeah.
No, on both ends. I mean, and don't get me wrong, this isn't just my opinion.
Yeah.
All week, I've been specifically only talking with women about this issue.
Yeah.
And 8 out of the 10 women I've talked to have agreed with my opinion with Asleaze.
Yeah.
And they're like, this lady is fucking full of shit. They don't agree with her at all. And only 2 of them are like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. And it's like, really? And you know why? Because they said the same thing that I just said. They said, what is happening now
is dater's remorse.
It is. You had a bad night, and now you regretted hooking up with him, or you regretted the way that it happened. And now you're going to turn around and say, well, I didn't like it, but I don't want to say that I was the problem or that I initiated contact.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that he forced himself upon me, or he made me feel uncomfortable. And even though he didn't really force himself, he didn't do anything forceful or weird. Like, granted, yeah, the quote claw thing is fucking weird. I will give him that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing about it,
Well, here's the thing, though.
It's a non-issue. It's hookup remorse, and it's revenge porn. That's bottom line,
The
dude.
thing is that nobody was there. We have no way to tell what happened. And the other thing about these allegations is that, you know, and I'm not specifically talking about Asleaze, but people like TJ Miller and I don't know, there's a couple other people who got accused. But like the way that they're being accused now is that it's just an accusation. It's not being run through a court of law. So like when Louis C.K. got accused, right? He was accused of criminal shit.
Yes.
Of like masturbating like onto people and
and
harassing them.
Dude, and that's a totally different.
No, I'm not saying they're the same thing.
Yeah,
but like when Louis C.K. got accused, he got accused of criminal shit. Like, you know, it's criminal. So he got accused of criminal shit, and then he came out and was like, "Yes, I did these terrible things. I'm sorry." Cool, great, done. Like, case closed. Louis C.K. did it. Great. With this Asleaze thing, it's a little more gray. Because I agree with you. I'm not saying that he's necessarily a bad dude. Because, like you said, like if you really kind of want to look at it that way, I do give you that point that it is just like he's bad at foreplay and reading signals. That is like the case that happened here. But I also think that, you know, me being who I am, I've been in his shoes. I've done shit that have made my partners uncomfortable. And they've expressed that to me, and I felt bad, and I've changed my behavior. And maybe Asleaze Ansari is the same kind of guy, where he's like, well, shit, maybe I'm not going to go running around jamming my hand down people's throats now. You know, maybe he's that kind of dude. For me, it's just like, I don't appreciate how they're sensationalizing it, and how it's like, Asleaze Ansari is a fucking rapist, and all this shit, and they're making this woman out to be a hero. I think it's more just like, you know, we need to like really figure out how to handle these accusations, because right now it's just a bunch of people fucking screaming at each other and saying, this person's a rapist, fuck them, like all this shit. And it's like, no, I think we need to talk more about like, you know, the actual depths of it. But I do agree with you though that I think like I said, I don't think it's black and white. I don't think that this woman is like totally in the clear. And that, because I don't know. I want to give Asleaze Ansari the benefit of the doubt because I like his work. Mm-hmm. And I want to think that he might be a sweet enough guy that he just, you know, misread the night super poorly. But I also know people that this kind of shit happens to. And I don't know. But I'm also kind of like, I'm not really in a position where I need to decide how I feel on it. So it's also kind of like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
there's also the other thing I think a Reddit user here kind of brought up a good point about the whole issue at hand here. And with this whole like Me Too thing, which I think it's awesome that it's going out, you know, and it's like it should. You know, if you've been a victim of an actual predatory attack, you've actually been raped, having a bad date and then being like, oh, this guy was just just a piece of shit and I didn't enjoy my date, that's not rape.
Yeah,
you were not raped.
I agree with you.
You just had a bad time. Mm-hmm. Don't turn around and say I was raped because you just fucking hate the dude.
Yeah, of course.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But this one guy, or I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, it's a Reddit user.
Did you just assume their gender?
Ooh. But they say any man, or in parentheses, or indeed woman, which it's a hyperlink, and if you click on it, it takes you to, there's a French actress that she came out basically against, there's a French Me Too hashtag. I'm very bad at reading French, but it translates to something along the lines of might not or show your pig or something,
Okay.
you know, like expose your pig
Yeah.
or something like that.
That's
But anyway, it says any man or indeed woman who dared to point out the fact that there is a spectrum of behavior between unwanted flirting and outright violent rape, and that not all points on the spectrum are equally deserving of our shame, has been met with accusations of being a rape apologist, standing with rapists, or as you so choicely put it, quote, predatory apology. Any man who dared to own up to his past behavior being less than spotless, as men were so vigorously encouraged to do, was not met with forgiveness or even understanding, but with the most harsh condemnation, no matter how minor or how long ago this infraction, and no matter how obvious his contrition.
No.
So it's basically a catch-22. It's like, hey, if you're a piece of shit, you know, you might as well come out now. And some guys were like, you know what? Sorry, I did do this. And then they're like, fuck you, you piece of shit. And it's like, well, you just literally asked me to, like, I'm sorry. I'm really remorsefully sorry. And they're like, fuck you, you're still a piece of shit. I hope you burn in hell. It's like, well, what the fuck did you want?
well. That's why
Do you want this or do you want him? You can't have a guy that's like, we want this guy to come out and be our savior and be like, yeah, this is the guy that's like, be him, and then literally take him and put him on a cross.
That's true. I mean,
It's like, what do you want, dude?
It's a
Which
lot-
one do
yeah.
you want?
It's very complicated, but I will say that I am not the person to figure it out. That's a little above my pay grade. But I think we covered a lot of ground. Getting kind of hot. So have we wind it down? Do you feel like you've said your piece?
Yeah,
I don't
we're
wanna-
all done.
I don't want to cut you off before you bust a nut on your
There it
on your
is.
opinion. Thank you so much to listening to our spirited debate. That was really good.
Yeah, it was.
You gave me a lot to marinate on.
Mhm.
Send me a link to that Reddit guy because I kind of want to read some of that.
Okay.
'Cause yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's a very gray issue. There's a lot of wiggle room there on opinion, at least in my opinion.
Mhm.
But I digress. Thank you so much for listening to us talk about Asleaze Imsorry and everything else that we talked about. If you want to contact us, you can hit us up on Twitter at DishGods. You can email us at dishgodshow@gmail.com. You can visit our website, dishgodscast.com, which is now up and running once
Yes.
again. We figured it out. We're also on Instagram at Mikosan_Shiba.
Yes.
And we have a Dish Gods Instagram that we don't use.
Yeah,
but
barely.
You can follow it.
And you can follow me personally, DG_Little Bear, on Twitter.
And you can follow me personally on Twitter at MaxBrownComp. We are looking into doing some YouTube live streams pretty soon.
And Twitter live streams.
And Twitter live streams. So keep an ear to the ground for that. I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think
Think
we
that's
are
everything.
all good.
All right.
So until next time, everybody, keep it sleazy.